Donuts, when it was released, he passed 3 days later. And, in that short time, in that 72 hours, did he feel the love of his fans and the peers the day that album dropped? Did he know instantaneously the impact that album was going to have? Like, was he content when the album came out? Like, he checked something off huge off his bucket list?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I think the album just came out because the album didn't blow up when he came out, not in those 3. It didn't blow up until he passed away, It was just it was just selling probably decently when it came out. But I don't think it was what it was, what it's now, what it has become when it first came out. Us, the true Dilla fans, were already into it when it came out. Like, oh shit, new Dilla album. Let's go. Oh man, this is fire. Of course, those people were already there. But as far as the masses and people wanting to see who this guy is that so and so Pharrell talked about, or Kanye West talked about, or it didn't become that until after he passed away. So then it becomes this whole event.
I think the same could be said about Madlib, but Babu was bumping Madlib in like 89, 90. But the marriage, like, depending on who you ask, they'll say, "Oh, well, by chance, Dilla heard a mixtape of his beats with Madlib." But that musical marriage was due to you, correct?
We all knew. Everybody knew who everybody was. I just facilitated getting a beat tape. That's all it was. Like, I got beat. Jake One. He would get some Dilla beat tapes every once in a while, or he'd get Slum Village demos, or he would just get the shit before, nobody had these things back in, this time. So there was no such thing as an internet or someone lacing you with a J Dilla tape. They were definitely, you had to be somebody to know somebody to get a Dilla tape, or to even get a dub of a Dilla beat tape. It wasn't like floating around or anything. So Jake One was, the only person I knew that ever had one, and he would hook me up with whatever he got. And then when I got it, I'm going to hook up a few of my homies now. So I would hook up, Rhetmatic, or I'd hook up Madlib. So I'd be like, I just got a whole Dilla beat CD. And then I gave that to him. And then that's when he started, he did a Jaylib. First he did remixes. He didn't rap on them at first. At first he did like a whole, he rapped. He did half and half, actually. He did a whole project where he just took the beats and like did a Simon Says remix. I think a Common remix. He did no, not Common. Charisma, I think. He just did a couple acapellas over Dilla beats, and then he did a couple like Quasimodo songs over them. And then that was the beginning of him rapping over the Dilla stuff. And then that's when Dilla heard a bootleg that Wolf put out of one of the songs. He put JFK, LA, or I don't even, JFK to LA or something like that.
Hey yo, people always ask, hey yo, where Madlib at? Don't be up in them parties where they be at.
But he put a Jaylib song on a bootleg, and Dilla heard it, and that's when it all kicked off.
And if people say you're the third member of Jaylib, you're not going to argue with them.
No, I'm not going to argue, but I was just the DJ. I'm not on. If I was the third member, I'd be in like Run DMC type photos. You know what I'm saying? I'd be Jam Master Jay in the background. You know what I mean? But I definitely was down. I was definitely, I was the DJ for both of them. So it wasn't even just for quote unquote Jaylib. Like, I did me and Madlib when we had shows, it would be just me and Madlib. If me and Dilla had shows, I would just do shows for Dilla. So, or if we had a gig, I'd do it with Dilla. So after a while, I just became the DJ with them both, not just Jaylib. And I was already doing Madlib shows before Jaylib. But yeah, I'll take the third member, but I'm not super official. I'm not on the album cover or nothing.